KOCMOC, one of the most anticipated upcoming extreme demons, has just been verified by Trick after a whopping 1 week. I guess good on Dolphy for knowing his limits and dropping KOCMOC, because oh my god, that was really quick. But KOCMOC hasn't always been this well received. The original Impossible layout first started gaining popularity back when Xen showcased it in November of 2021. And at that point, it very much was a Slaughterhouse remake, and it sort of started one of the worst trends in recent memory. At least in my opinion, I've never been a fan of the Slaughterhouse trend. So how did KOCMOC go from random Impossible Slaughterhouse remake to one of the most anticipated and well-received top 10s? So originally, KOCMOC was actually an Impossible level, so when Cherry Team announced that they were going to decorate a nerfed version of it, I was pretty skeptical. It kind of seemed like more or less of a cash grab given that it was a more or less relatively popular Impossible level at the time, and generally the level wasn't really well received considering that most people weren't on board with Cherry Team redecorating KOCMOC in the first place because there wasn't really a reason for them to. Meanwhile, the Slaughterhouse trend sort of moved on to levels like the Rock House, or the Human Limit to some extent. Once the full decoration of the level was previewed on several channels this past fall, showing how much sheer work that was put into the level, public opinion on it shifted very quickly to a more positive reception of the level. So how did Cherry Team save KOCMOC? First off, the decoration is very high quality. A lot of Impossible level remakes, especially recently, will have okay decoration at best, and usually just decoration that people don't generally like. Examples of this would be Sakupin Circles or Abyss of Darkness. Even Slaughterhouse isn't immune to this, given that the first half of the level is not really the best. But the decoration in KOCMOC is very well executed. First off, it immediately differentiates itself from Slaughterhouse in that the level is actually a purple space theme instead of red hell theme. The decoration and pulses in the level match the intensity of the song so well, it creates a completely different atmosphere. This is also somewhat further emphasized by the song remake, although the song remake is kind of weird because they basically turn the drop into like one single note at this point. It still sounds pretty good though, I guess. And the structuring is also very different to Slaughterhouse. All of this is to say that the decoration, pulses, atmosphere, song remake, and structuring are all very different from what Slaughterhouse is. The structure of the level itself, in that there's a slow pre-drop and then fast wave and ship and then a slow ending to the level, is still the same as Slaughterhouse, but the structuring in most of parts of the level is actually very different. Essentially, all of this is making it less similar to Slaughterhouse and giving it more of its own identity as a level. It gives it its own thing to stand on and justify its existence other than just, hey look, it's Slaughterhouse, but purple. So that's more the decoration side of things. In terms of gameplay, the gameplay probably still plays like ass. That's my personal guess, just given that the structure of the level is very similar to Slaughterhouse, although the pre-drop is not nearly as long, so that could help. And also, Trick did say that he actually enjoys the level, and gave it a higher enjoyment rating than I thought he would, but then again, we've seen cases like with Akron where Zoink insists that it's really fun and then like every victor of it wants to die. I'm not really good enough to play the level, so I can't say if it's actually fun or not. We'll just have to see how generally victors tend to enjoy the gameplay or not. I would say it probably does play better than Slaughterhouse though. Maybe it's not the best gameplay, but it probably plays better given that it's not forced to be top 1, and it was focused on making it more of a top 10, which I think is personally better for the level, because forcing it to be top 1 just makes the verifier hate themselves, and then everyone who plays it hates themselves, and it would have been verified in like 6 months, so I'm fine with it being top 10. I personally think KOCMOC makes a much better level than a top 1 because while it is a good level and all, and it isn't really a Slaughterhouse remake anymore, it would play a lot like Slaughterhouse if it was the same difficulty. Some people call this a disappointment, which I think is stupid, but you can have your own opinion. So yeah, in summary, Cherry Team saved KOCMOC by giving it its own reason to exist, outside of just it's a Slaughterhouse remake. And while doing that, made it resemble Slaughterhouse less and less. Let me know your thoughts on KOCMOC in the comments, and if you like the video, please subscribe, we're so close to 10k. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.